Hey, what's up? It's Anthony Prophets, aka Tony Hellepay, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastards. Ugh.
I'm from where washing dishes, throwing away the paper plates. Leftovers we.
All right, so we got Anthony Prophets off the porch with us today, man.
What it do? What it do?
How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, blessed and free. I'm doing all right.
There you go, man. What else you working on here in Atlanta during this trip, man?
This is an in and out trip this Super Bowl weekend, so I flew in to come do this with y'all, and I'm flying right out. I'm gonna go to Tampa.
Okay. What do you got planned in Tampa?
Shit, man. The Super Bowl. You
going to the game, or you just going?
All the ballers got to be at all the events. Super Bowl, AllStar weekend, anything going on. It's COVID, so it ain't what it need be. But wherever the elite is at, I got to be there.
Okay.
A real campaign right now.
I feel you on that, man. So yeah, you'll be right back in a few weeks for the All-Star then.
Yeah. Actually, it was supposed to be in Indianapolis this year, and
was it really?
Yeah, they switched it. It's crazy. Right when we supposed to get it, they
snatch it back from you.
Yeah, they done finesse it. So we gotta wait a couple more years before it come to the crib, though. But
yeah. Yep. So originally from Indianapolis, though,
correct.
Right?
Yep. Indianapolis, Indiana, East Side 46218.
Okay.
Yep. Trados.
So does the East Side differ from the rest of the city, or is it pretty much same stuff going on?
I mean, in every city, it's a culture in the city, but East Side is definitely different than the other sides of town for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
How so?
The difference from East Side and other sides in town, I think East Sides got, not in a bad way, but I think East Side is a little bit more finesse to them. It's sales reps on the East Side, basically, the sales reps come from the East Side, West Side, a little bit more gangster. South Side, they got their own little style. North Side is more the suburbs. East Side is, because West Side and East Side is very ghetto for sure, but East Side is more sales reps, East Side. West Side, a little bit more gangster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your childhood like growing up there?
Horrific. I'm son of a sting. I was raised, and I had dope fiends in my family. So coming up early, it was rough. So I learned a lot early, and I wouldn't change it for the world though, because it helped me. It prepped me for the man I am today, and I could see bullshit a mile away. From how I was raised. When you got your dad that'll pawn your car and steal from you, it's hard for another motherfucker to finesse you, So really, I got seasoned early without wanting to be seasoned.
Yeah. Well, what'd you say is one of the biggest life lessons you had to learn?
The biggest life lesson that I learned, like, what do you mean, like in Indy or in general?
Just in general. Could be anywhere.
The biggest life lesson I've learned is to stay God-fearing and be humble. That's about the biggest lessons I learned. And outside of that, pay your taxes.
That's a big one.
The IRS is real.
Yeah.
And no one can take the IRS to court. You get in trouble with the feds, you might be able to go to Supreme Court and fight it. But that IRS, boy, there ain't no court for IRS. I learned that the hard way. Pay your taxes.
Oh shit.
Yep. Those were a few things I learned.
Yeah. You live in the Bay now?
Yeah, I'm currently CCP, I'm talking about this cross-country pivot, I'm talking about, I'm a little bit everywhere. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Wherever I need be, but I'm everywhere. I'm originally from Indianapolis, but, I'm in Indianapolis. I'm in Bay half the year. I went to school in Mississippi, shout out Jackson State. I'm here all the time. We in Atlanta right now. I love Houston, I'm out there all the time. Miami, and, shout out to my people out there in Coney Island and Brooklyn. That's home for me too, so. I'm a little bit everywhere, properties everywhere, a little bit everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you study at Jackson State?
Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. Marketing grad.
Okay. How would you describe your time there in college?
It was great. Coming from Indy, I ain't know nothing about no HBCUs. So, going out there, it was a culture shock. But that, Jackson State taught me about society and civilians, and how the real world works. Where I came from in Indy, everybody was so street oriented, I didn't know nothing about, getting a job, you know, having a career and, you know, networking and relationships. I didn't know nothing about none of that at first, you know. So college really taught me that and, you know, how to set goals, business goals, and, you know, really how to be a grown man. So I learned a lot at Jackson. I'm always going to be in debt to them.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So what brought you out to the Bay then?
We own a hedge fund. So own a hedge fund and Silicon Valley is, you know, where a lot of venture capitalists is at and some of my peers in the business is. So, you know, I just went out there to, you know, to kind of, you know, rub elbows with those that was doing what I was doing and learn more and study, you know. So, you know, that would led me to go out to the Bay and also in the Texas area as well, too, you know, because a lot of people's leaving Silicon Valley going out to Texas. But my peers in my genre of business, my main form of business is out in the Bay. So that's what made us gravitate out there.
Yeah. How'd you get into that?
Excuse me. I got into that by really, I started with when at a point, you know, with my marketing firm, we were selling credit card terminals and ATM machines. And then when we was doing that, you know, some of the business owners that, you know, I was coming across, I start seeing that a lot of them were starting their businesses due to good business credit or they had investors. And then, you know, also franchise businesses as well. And then I was a lot of times like, dang, it's like, how are they getting this funding? And then from, you know, once you chase the money, you really see where the source is. And from that, I start to learn that a lot of people were using investment groups. And then I started studying investment firms. And after that, you know, I was like, damn, okay, I need to start one. And I tell you something too, I started watching this show called American Greed.
Okay, it's a great show.
American Greed, I was like, damn, all these guys, they get the money, but they all be messing up the money or do some, you know, they do some, you know, wrong by the money. So I was like, damn, like, how they keep getting the money, you know? And then I started really seeing like, damn, oh, they got investment firms, they're doing hedging. So then from that and mixed with, you know, with the business I was already doing, I kind of put the two together and be like, okay, that's who got the real bag. You know, it ain't the guy on the street. You know what I mean? It ain't even the ball player, you know what I mean? Because some of the owners of the teams is getting money from venture capitalists to do their investments. So I was like, okay, that's who really run it. You know, outside of the bank, it's the venture capitalists. So, you know, that what led me to, you know, start doing my own research. And excuse my voice, I've been up all night, you know what I mean? I ain't even to sleep, you know. I left last night, jumped on a plane, came straight out here. So I'm fatigued a little bit.
Nah, you good, man.
Yeah.
All right, so music-wise, though, when did you start making music? When did this journey start for you?
It's been a minute. I've been doing it for a while now, you know. And at one point, I was kind of like giving up as an artist. I was like, hey, I'm going to start managing artists. And after managing artists, it was like, you know, they was missing things. Like either they couldn't travel, they didn't have a budget, or, you know, they just weren't serious, you know, and didn't understand that this is a business. So I was like, you know what? The hell with it. I'm gonna go ahead and just show them I know what to do. So I just went full throttle as an artist myself.
Okay.
And just, you know, just kind of re-kicked it back up. So this campaign right now is to show that for the artists that I'm getting ready to sign, like, hey, I know where to go. I know what to do. You know what I mean? I know what producers to get. I know the mixing and mastering platforms like this. You know what I mean? So I'm just this is more so of getting my music out, but it's also for those that's coming behind me so they'll be able to listen. Because, you know, we in a show me time, you know? It's kind of hard to get an artist and tell them, hey, do this, do this, do this. And they ain't seen you do it, you know? So I was like, you know, let me kick the door in and then I'm going to bring my other artists to come in through the window, through the door. And, you know, we get to running it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the music, I've been doing it for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I also as a ghostwriter too.
Really?
So I'm saving my songs. You know, a lot of guys are mad, but I ain't sending them to the majors no more. I'm keeping it for us right now, you know.
How'd you get into that?
Trying to hustle, you know. I always, you know, try to have a diversified portfolio, you know. And with the music, I seen like, hey, these guys got budgets, you know, these guys is already on a major. You know, I got a hot record, but, you know, I don't have the budget as a major at that time. So it's like, hey, let me solicit these materials to these type of artists, you know. And then it just kind of went from there, you know. And then, you know, after you get something placed and, you know, boys come back and then shit, you know. The writers buy the Ferraris, the rappers rent them, you know. So I just kind of dived in here first on that.
Yeah, I feel that, man.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the rap game right now?
So it's two things, you know. It's oversaturated. I think everybody want to be a rapper right now. You know what I mean? I think I think it's very oversaturated, but it's also a good time too, though, because it don't matter what music you make, there's someone that is interested in the genre that you make, you know? So, you know, in streaming time, I think this is some of the best money ever in music right now. You know, so many platforms that you can make money from streaming. And, you know, everybody got a playlist. You know, nobody's just bumping one whole album. You know, my song might come on, then another artist's song may come on, you know, so it's a good time for you to throw things out there and see what sticks. So, you know, from a business standpoint, I think it's a very lucrative time. But from a lover of hip hop, it's kind of oversaturated. It's a lot of guys that sound the same, you know what I mean? That's why I try to make sure on my records that I give my all and try to be the best me I can be. Because there's a lot of guys that sound the same, even from different regions. You got guys from the north that sound like from the south. You got guys from the west that sound like they from somewhere else. You just don't know where a guy's from no more. You know, it's just everybody sound the same. So I think that's a great thing for me, giving me an opportunity to, you know, really jump in the game and then, you know, put a stamp on it right now. But it is oversaturated though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the message in your music?
The message in my music is I'm the businessman that's so happy to rap, you know. Like I'm a businessman first, you know. So for me, you know, I'm not playing around. You know, I'm making investments and I'm focused on my ROI, you know, the return on my investment, you know. So, you know, a lot of guys will be playing around. So you listen to my music, you can close your eyes and you can see Eastside Indie, but you also can get educated as well. You know, you'll be able to see like, hey, you know, and definitely through my Instagram, you'll be able to see it. You know, I'm not just in the studio all night, all day. I'm a father. You know, I'm doing real estate. You know, I'm franchising businesses, running a hedge fund. You know, I do a lot of different things. And hopefully for some artists, they can look at me and be like, okay, because at one time I was ignorant to the game. I'm like, yo, somebody gonna come sign me. You know, I'm not going to go get a job. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to make the best raps in the world. And somebody going to come knock on my door and save my life. That's not going to happen, you know? So you got to treat this like a business. It is music business, you know, and the business of music is something that need to be studied. So, you know, from when I speak, when I open my mouth and when you listen to my music, a guy should be able to pick that up. You know, that's the message in mind, you know, because everything ain't for everybody. You know, don't be ignorant and be like, hey, I'm going to chase this rap dream and you letting your lights get cut off, or, you know, you just a sucker sitting on the couch. You know what I mean? You got to, with me, it's financial freedom, global prosperity, and, you know, integrity and, you know, and business with me. That's like the name Profits. Yeah. And give a name, you know what I mean? It's profits as in revenue, but I'm also becoming a prophet too the more I move forward, you know, and I didn't pick that, but through my music, you'd be able to pick that up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What would you say is one of the biggest mistakes upcoming artists make?
Not having a business right. Not understanding the power of copyrights, ISRC codes, not knowing about publishing, not knowing about the lawyers, what you need your lawyer for, not having a marketing strategy, not setting a long-term goal. Because a lot of guys just be like, hey, I just want to rap and this is what I'm doing, but they don't have a 36-month goal, an 18-month goal, you know what I mean, mapped out. Like any small business, you got to have a business plan, you know, and then you got to be like, hey, this is my marketing strategy, this is how I'm trying to advertise my brand, you know, this is our initial investments, this is, you know, what we're trying to see, this is, you know, projecting where we want to be over time, you know, and with the music, a lot of guys don't do that. They just like, yo, give me some beats and I'm just about to rap. I got to be the best rapper, which is great. I get that as a true MC. I feel I am. I get that, but a lot of guys don't understand the business, and a lot of them are making those mistakes. I see a lot of guys that have great music but don't have no business, and that's the biggest mistake. You know, in anything you do, I think you should always study the consequences of what come with what you're doing. It's like the street, you know, if you're gonna go get somebody's gonna give you X amount of drug or whatever, you need to know the consequences that come with that. Just because you could be like, damn, I'm gonna make X, Y, Z, but what if you get caught? You know, just a lot to come with that. Same thing like with your music, like, damn, you wanna rap, but what if you get in a situation and that producer didn't tell you that what the splits are? Or what if you get in a situation, you get a deal and you've seen it thousands of times, guys get these deals and they famous and broke because they didn't know that, hey, you know, you're going to get an advancement, but they're going to recoup that back 1,000 times before you can make pennies on the dollar. You know, so I think a lot of guys don't be educated business-wise, and that mistake is happening a lot. And hopefully through me, you know, a lot of guys will start getting their stuff together.
That's real right there.
Yeah.
See it every day, man.
Every single day, somebody always, all the time, even from your ISRC codes, from your copyrights to, it's a lot, even like the BDS, how your stuff get on the radio, how you get your points, how BMI, how ASCAP work. A lot of guys don't be knowing, and even like with contracts, from your distribution or things like that, guys don't even be knowing. Sometimes they just run a catapult, run the tune core, don't even know the behind the scene of what come with it. A lot of guys upload on a SoundCloud and don't know, hey, you just giving it away, or a lot of guys don't be knowing, you know what I mean? So I think that is a horrific problem, and I think a lot of guys need to start really studying what to do,
Absolutely, yeah. So what's the music scene like in Indianapolis, man?
It's changing, It's getting there, and not because I'm from there, but I really believe we are that next market. On a national playing field, we don't have a national hip hop artist. There's been R&B guys, there's been actors, excuse me, there's been comedians, things like that. But when it comes to hip hop national artists, we don't have one, because it's a lot of guys are so street oriented. They don't really care about that, but things are changing, there's a lot of great artists, that are coming up out of Indy. It's a lot of guys. It's like myself, Tony Cleveland, Chris Lacey, Tragic, Chaos, even a MMYP. It's just a lot of guys, that's really coming with high quality music. And I'm working with all the guys too, though. So, like I said, I'm kicking the door in, and we're getting ready to come in, because not only are we a diverse market, but we're totally different than everywhere that I've been. So I think the message in our music, the choice of beats that we use, we got our own style, So I think it's definitely changing. A lot of guys are getting a little bit more serious. A lot of guys are starting to invest in themselves and do what it takes to really get out here on a national level. So I'm pretty excited. This is the best time that it ever been for our city locally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so you just worked with Zaytoven? Is that right? Yeah,
I did. Shout out to Zay. I seen Zay. He was over at my partner Cory Mo, over at Cory Mo studio. That's the homie too, and he came over, and I had he asked, I was like, damn, Zay in here. Let me get something, So he gave me a chance to, run through and pick out something. And the track that I got from him is totally different than what you would expect from him. But he hooked me up with some heat. But my main production I work with is Honorable Court with Honorable C Note.
Okay.
And M80, Tony, Darrell, the Honorable Court camp. They're my brothers. That's my family over there. So my whole project is Honorable Court.
Really?
I got one with Cory Mo on there, and I got a couple things with Cory Mo too, legendary UGK producer from Houston. That's my homie, so that's like my brother. So, I got a top-notch production all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You working on a new project right now?
Yeah, I am. I got that. A Product of the Streets is out right now on all platforms.
Okay.
And I'm working on an album I'm gonna drop here at the Falls called Son of a Sting. And I've been working on that for quite some time. So I'm like kind of taking some of the best things out of my catalog and putting them together for that record. I got a couple fillers in between I'm gonna drop here in the spring, and in the summer I'm gonna drop something too. But that's the main album that I'm working on that I'm getting ready to rock with next.
Okay.
The other two already got done.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just roll them out just to feed the fans, build my fan base, get some momentum. But that Son of a Sting is what I'm trying to do as to contribute to hip hop history, to where somebody can listen to and be like, hey, this is a classic album from start to finish.
Yeah.
Which Product of the Streets is one too, though. But that definitely, I'm really excited to see what the world think about that.
Yeah. Is there a single that you're pushing right now or plan to drop soon?
I got a Product of the Streets. That's the title track of the record. I got that with Killer Calion. It was produced by Cory Mo. We got production with Boomtown. We did it high quality. We did it in Houston. It's great. It's actually running right now. Shout out DJ Michael Watts. He's helping with getting the spins out there in that southwest region. So the record's really doing great, and it's just getting bigger and better every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you work with Boozy also, right?
Yeah. What's up with Boosie? It's some people from the Korea, a guy from the Korea that signed over there to him, and I was able to link up with him through him, and went over to the Korea. We got a banger too. That's actually on that Product of the Streets album as well. It's called With the Shits. It was a dope album.
Yeah.
Produced by M80 and Honorable C Note.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a banger too.
Yeah. And you mentioned you still got the management company, right?
Correct. Profitable Management. Correct.
Okay. So what do you look for out of an artist before you want to manage them?
Individuality. You got to be yourself. If I look at you and you remind me of something else, I just have a problem with that. I like people that like being themselves and accepting their own flaws. I don't, like even with yourself, the world don't need two of you. You already got one. If that was the case, you'd have an identical twin, right? So I like guys that are individuals, and I like guys that are passionate about them and what they do. I like for people to be authentic and true to themselves. I don't want you to be a good rapper, but you want to act like a dope boy because you think that's the lane you need to be in. If you ain't never sold dope, you shouldn't be writing about that. Or if you make songs is strictly for about dancing, you like to dance, bro, don't come here and be all tough and act like something you're not. I want you to be 100% you, and then it'll show through the art. And then that give me an opportunity to really market you and put you in a space that's built just for you. I can't polish a turd, you know what I mean? So the better you are, the better you are yourself, the better I can do when it comes to the marketing and soliciting your brand. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing I look for, because even if you ain't jamming, I can get you jamming. I can write your raps. I get you together, if you can't pick out a beat, see me and Cino, we'll get you together. I can get you jamming. But you gotta be, unique. You gotta be yourself. Yeah, that's what I look for.
Are you managing any artists right now?
Yeah, we work in it's a group of us, all under an umbrella, and even right now with even the management, it's more just giving great game and a consultant for the artists. Like something I said earlier, like working with Tony Cleveland, Tragic, Chaos from MRC, MMYP, Chris Lacey. I even got my son Wayne. We getting ready to start working on his project. Let me see. There's a couple of them. I don't want to leave nobody out, but I know we about like 10, 15 deep right now on the roster. Yeah, that it's all moving and everybody shaking and moving, and we setting up the assembly line so we can go from, hey, it's your turn, you out. Hey, it's your turn, you out. So it's a few of us.
Yeah.
But those I named, them the main ones that I'm focusing on right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how do you balance all this? You got your hands in so many different things.
It's a lifestyle, not an event. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be in you, not on you, man. You can't buy it and you can't rent it. You got some people that just good at what they do. Some guys can dribble and run while they dribble. I'm not that guy. This is what I do. And I'm very passionate about being diverse and having balance, and it's just really, time management is the key to success. The stronger you're on your time management, you'll be surprised on what you can do. You can hit the gym in the day, you can go to work, you can spend family time, you can catch up on some reading, you can drive in a car, whatever you like to do, you can do it if your time management is right. So with a plan and good time management, you can really do a lot more than, just the average guy, but it comes with a plan, and it comes with being ambitious about achieving your goals.
Real shit.
Yeah, but you can do a lot. Yeah, just you got to manage your time out.
Yeah. Anything else you're working on, man? I know you got a full plate, but is there anything else we didn't touch on yet?
Anything that I'm working on? What you mean, like business or music?
Either.
Right now, I got a property in Meridian Hills I'm trying to finish. They just got the floors in. I'm kind of excited about that. Trying to finish that. Just really right now, just the real estate, the music, and trying to be the best dad I could possibly be. That's where I'm at right now. Business and family and keeping that balance. That's just what I'm working on. Trying to be great. That's what I'm working on, trying to be better than what I was yesterday. Yeah.
Any shout outs before we wrap it up?
I like to give a shout out to the world, you know, everybody. Shout out to anybody that's being positive, everybody that got their freedom. And I definitely want to shout out 46218. That's where I'm from. That's my area. You know, there's a lot of people dead and gone. And when you see me, you see them. Yep.
I'm from where washing dishes, throwing away the paper plates. Leftovers, we been eating spaghetti 8 days.